Robert Allen here. Thanks everybody for watching and listening. We are talking about a fantastic film coming to theaters only February 3rd, Knock at the Cabin, with one of the stars, Abby Quinn, another M. Night Shyamalan film. Thank you for your time. It's a pleasure to meet you and chat with you today.
Yeah, you too. I'm excited.
Yes, well, this is a big deal. I mean, you've done a lot of fantastic projects, but this movie has been discussed and talked about. We've seen trailers, and here in just a few days, people will have a chance to watch. I have not had a chance. I tried getting a screener from the studio, but they said, unfortunately, we'll let you see it a day early. How about that? So that'll work. So how exciting is it? How are you feeling? This is a big deal.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I got to see it for the first time last week.
Okay.
And hadn't really seen anything, past filming, so it was very exciting and nerve-wracking. And yeah, I don't think it's gonna hit me until I'm there watching it with a big group of people. But yeah, I think it's feeling realer and realer each day, but I think it'll hit me when it's out and people can see it. And yeah, I'm excited to hear what people think.
Is it interesting to see the trailers and to see clips of yourself? I mean, other people, your castmates. Um, I'm sure you probably filmed this some time ago, and it takes a while to get out for people to see it eventually. And then trailers, and then, of course, clips and press, and then the big day, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, we filmed in April. Like I think, yeah, beginning of April. So it's been a while, but not it almost feels like it's happening really quickly. Like we had
Okay.
a glimpse of nothing, and then one day the trailer was posted, and that's when it started to become real for me. And I've loved the trailers, and I think that even for me, it's just exciting to see how they put it together and what's revealed. And I think there's still a lot of mystery within the trailers and the photos so far. So
Yeah, we don't have much. I mean, and that's the thing about an M. Night film is like what you see isn't always necessarily what you get, right? I mean, you've done other projects. Mad About You comes to mind, which obviously you're going to know everything that happens with that. But I'm curious, and obviously no spoilers here, but when you are working on a project like this, how much do you know in advance when you're coming to film? Or do you know anything at all? I mean, obviously you have to learn lines.
yes. So I think for the audition, if I'm remembering correctly, I didn't get a script. It was just a detailed character description, which was really helpful, and then, some short sides. And then as soon as I got the role, I was able to read the script, and I knew that it was based on a book. So I had a script and a book to go off of. So I did have a lot of information, which was very helpful, because I think it would have been pretty difficult to understand the stakes of the characters and the motives without that. And Knight was very helpful too, because he had much more time with the script and the story than we did. So he had so many ideas coming into it, and it was really helpful to just ask him questions and bounce ideas off of him. So yeah, I had a lot of material to work with, which was very helpful.
That's very cool. And I understand from other interviews he's done, he's very hands-on, very collaborative, and always is bringing new ideas to things that he's working on, and sometimes maybe changing things in the midst of production. I'm
Yeah.
very curious. I love how you just call him Knight. That's that's so cool.
I didn't know. I mean,
I mean, did you know what to address him as? Did you ask around? I'm curious.
I'm assuming it was like I just started to hear before I even
Okay.
got to his room, or before I met him. I think I had heard people also. Yeah, I my two of my best friends from high school actually work with him, and
Okay.
so I heard them say his name, and I was like, oh, he goes by Knight. So now that is what he goes by, but I did not know before. So yeah, it does feel funny to now think that I am just calling him Knight, very casually. But yeah.
That's funny. Well,
Yeah.
what was your experience like working with him? We've alluded to it here previously in our conversation, but having worked on, let me reframe that. You've done a lot of different things. This is obviously different. What was your experience like working on this versus, say, other projects that you've done in your career? As far as we know, we've talked about collaborative, we've talked about just interacting with him, but as far as a director, what are some of the differences that you've experienced, obviously in the positive?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting because it didn't feel that different from other movies. I think because I was trying not to think about the result after, but in many ways, it just felt like a really intimate, small film because it does take place for the majority of the movie in a cabin with a small group of people. So it kind of just felt like we were making this small film with like these beautiful moment. Yeah, it just felt very insular for a couple weeks. So I feel lucky because I know that the film is big in itself and it's reaching many people, but it just kind of felt like a little experience that we had for ourselves when we were actually filming. And yeah, I think it's a very intense movie, and most days on set it was very emotional and high stakes. So we were kind of radiating at that level for like 6 weeks, but also having like the most fun ever offset and in between and at lunch. So it was a really great balance of just like joking around. And night two is also always joking and yeah, just like trying to have a good time. So it was a lot of people just wanting to have fun and then also making this really intense, heavy project. So it was a good balance.
Well, that's awesome. Well, congratulations on everything, Abby. This is awesome. I've been a fan of your work, and I'm excited for, first of all, to see this. And we'll be heading out to LA to check it out here on the 1st. And then, of course, all the other work you've done is just top notch. So all the success is very well deserved on this. I'm glad you're excited about it. I think it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see the next outing with M. Night, or Night, as you are so luckily able to call him. Thanks, Abby, for your time. It's been a pleasure chatting with you today. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited for you to see it.
Thank you.